Welcome back, grappling fans. My name's John Evans, and thanks for joining me again today on this very special, I guess, Thanksgiving Day special. I just said special a couple of times. No, but hopefully you are chicken winging a turkey wing, and you are footlocking a drumstick. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but yes, hopefully you're spinning it with family, spinning it with loved ones, enjoying the people around you, because that's what's important in life, and we can watch some great grappling. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the match. Today's match is from the Nogi Worlds. This one was at the Absolute Division at Black Belt, and this is the semifinals with Murilo Santana. Murilo Santana, I want to say Murilo Bustamante, so bad, I don't know why. But Murilo Santana versus Lucas Leite from Checkmat. Let's go ahead and check it out. And Murilo, over here on the right, he has been looking like a beast in this Absolute Division. I haven't really heard too much from him. He's always one of those top guys. You never know what you're going to get out of him. If he shows up to a tournament, he is a wild card. He could win the whole thing. He can have an off day and only podium. I guess he never really does poorly. He's super good. But he is going up against Lucas Leite, who's been on a tear lately. Lucas Leite beating people out of his weight class, really, such as Shanji Hibero, who is amazing. So you never know what you're going to get out of Lucas Leite as well. Lucas Leite famous for his half guard. Here, they are looking to set up the wrestling portion of the match, see who can get the takedown. I kind of like Murilo Santana's posture a little bit better. As you can see, his back's a little straighter. Lucas Leite, there he's getting a little aggro. He has a rounded back, and although some really good wrestlers can make this posture work, see how his back's a little bit rounded? It does stress out the lower back, and it also is preventing him from getting down a little bit more, so his level is just slightly higher than Murilo's. So I give the slight advantage. Of course, it just depends on who's the better wrestler, which we won't know until we see someone take a shot or defend a shot. But the posture advantage initially, as they're jockeying for position, I would say would go slightly to Murilo Santana. And Murilo grabs double triceps and sits right to guard. I don't know. I see, you can see Lucas Leite is visibly arguing with that one, saying that that was not a proper grip to pull guard and he should be penalized a point, and I believe he did receive a negative advantage for this. So the points are tied, but Murilo Santana already off to a little bit of a bad start with that negative advantage. And here he pulls right into, it looks like he's going right for a reverse de la Hiva, maybe trying for a footlock. He is going for this footlock, and Lucas Leite is able to spin upside down, get out of it. Spinning out of a straight ankle lock can sometimes be a little bit dangerous if you spin the wrong way and your opponent has a really good tight lock pinching his elbow to his lats. Then that can lock your foot in place and you can kind of heel hook yourself as you spin out. So you have to be very careful with that. Lucas Leite, of course, a veteran, a black belt, an incredible grappler, knowing exactly what's going on with this game. And I'm sure he knew exactly what was happening with his foot and felt very confident to just spin out of that, as it can be a very good escape if your foot is not locked in there. Here, I like this head position by Lucas. They're just playing a little bit of a patty cake game here, trying to get good grips. Lucas trying to get his grips so he can get into the pass, and Murilo trying to grab some grips so probably he can shoot in and get on a leg, maybe get to deep half, X guard, or a footlock guard. But they go slightly out of bounds, so they're going to restart him. And the score, as you can see, oh, the score, I don't know if this is correct. Lucas Leite is the one with the negative advantage. Huh. I would think it would be Murilo, maybe because he argued with the ref and didn't engage right away, didn't go into the guard. They gave him a stalling point. I'm not sure, but Lucas grabs the outside leg and goes right into Murilo's butterfly guard. Murilo gets a nice little butterfly sweep. If he comes up on this, that's going to be 2 points, but he does not. Lucas Leite able to scramble to his feet. Murilo Santana now working this de la Hiva, maybe going to try to spin up into a Berimbolo, but decides to turn it into an ankle pick. He reaches around the far leg as he picks this ankle and is able to get up, getting his hips above Lucas Leite, and that will complete the sweep. He gets 2 points for this one. And it's a very tall order to sweep Lucas. Lucas having some really grueling matches earlier in this openweight division. He fought AJ Agazarm to a decision. And if you guys know AJ, that guy does not stop moving, so I'm sure Lucas was a little bit tired for this one. Murilo looking for a leg weave pass, but decides to switch it off and just try to collapse Lucas's knees together and pass to the backside. Lucas scrambling out, gets on top now, and this should be a sweep. Yeah, he gets 2 points for the sweep there because he was in guard, and then he stands up. But I think Murilo and his coaches are protesting this one. Although I would say that should be a sweep. They are waving it off. And so now Murilo Santana is up 2-0. I think Lucas should have gotten the sweep there because Lucas had a defined guard. His legs were in between himself and his opponent, and he went from the bottom to the top, even though there was a little bit of a scrambly position, and you could argue maybe Murilo stood up and there was a neutral position before he pulled guard. But I don't know. I think that should have been a sweep. Here Lucas is trying to get this underhook, maybe pass him knee through the middle, but Murilo is very, very deep. He is trying to get this deep half guard, and it looks like he's going for that same sweep that he got before, that ankle pick one. He's going to pick this ankle, he's going to grab around this leg, and yes he does, and he puts Lucas on his back again. That's going to be another 2 points, and because Lucas didn't get the other 2 points for his sweep, then Murilo should be up 4-0, and this is not looking good for Lucas. Lucas very good with his deep half, hasn't been able to get to his game, and of course he can always sweep with that and get points, but with a guy as wily as Murilo, it's going to be a tall order, especially because Murilo is looking very, very sharp in this tournament. I haven't seen him compete in a little bit, but he is looking amazing. Like, he does not want to be denied this championship. He is going for it, and he sits back to guard. That's not going to be points because there was a... Lucas scrambled out, and there was a neutral position, so then he sits to guard, and they just call that as a guard pull, so no points there. But Murilo's still up 4-0, and he's able to pull Lucas into his close guard. Close guard you don't see a ton in the black belt division, just because it's not a good place to be if you're on the top. So you try to avoid it like the dickens, because if a guy puts you in his close guard and he has a really good close guard, oh man, it's really tough. Not only do you have to open his guard and avoid submissions while doing that, but once you've opened his guard, you still have to pass his open guard. So it gives your opponent 2 chances to try and sweep and submit. But that is not too much fun. And Lucas is just content to pull this snowman defense here and try to just have double inside control. He's controlling the biceps, and his posture is broken, which you generally don't want it to be. But in Nogi, and if you have double inside control, then you can kind of make it work. It's a little bit of a stalling position, but stalling is not exactly what he wants to be doing because he is down 4 points. You can't really submit the guy if you're on top. There are a couple of chokes you can do, like a Nogi Ezekiel, that are very weak and set you up for getting armbarred by the person on the bottom. So I'm sure Lucas just feels a little bit in danger here because he is in the close guard. He's trying not to let Murilo tie up his arms, or possibly submit him with an armbar or a triangle choke. But Murilo is trying to get this inside control, and if he does, oh, right there, he nearly had it. If he does, he wants to get this arm on the inside of Lucas's bicep. He can push the bicep out. He uses this arm as an overhook. He'll hip out to the side, and he'll get to this clamp position where he can pinch his knees together around one of Lucas's arms and his head. And then you have omoplata all day long there. You've got a nice triangle if you can push the far arm out of the equation. And you also have some single legs, some other tricky stuff. But he's not able to get that to work, and they start to go out of bounds, so they reset him back in the center. And I believe they're having a little bit of a discrepancy about the scoring. But Murilo's still up 4-0. Lucas trying to get this. He does have inside control, so this is good for him. He's on the inside of Murilo's arms. That takes away a lot of the setups from the close guard of Murilo, but Murilo is keeping his posture broken down really well, and this is tough because you need to posture eventually to get out. There are a couple of escapes from the close guard that you don't need posture for, but I don't really recommend them unless you're super advanced, because especially against another good guy, they will take advantage of that. And Lucas's arm's getting out of position here. That ground should be like lava, and he is not treating it so. So Murilo has a nice overhook he can make here if he so chooses, and he can try, and you can see he's trying to make this angle a little bit, maybe trying to come off onto this arm. of the overhooked arm on Lucas Leite. But now he's angling back to this side. He could look to make a butterfly hook here and sweep back over to his right side. But Lucas squaring up, which is what he should be doing. He should be taking his hips and squaring up. You don't want your opponent to make an angle. And there Murilo gets a little frustrated, puts his foot on the hips, and has to push Lucas Leite away as Lucas gets his posture. So now back in the open guard, Lucas has a good knee-through position. He wants to drag this leg across so he can hit his leg drag pass. But the bottom leg, well, it was in play, but I don't think it is now. As a reverse de la Hiva, it's not, but now Murilo is going around this ankle. He might be trying for that same footlock that we saw Joel, the brown belt, new black belt, going for in one of my previous casts, but it just doesn't work out. There he was trying, Murilo was trying for that Kimura grip, but not able to get that to work. That is somewhat low percentage, especially against a very high-level guy. Here he's trying for that same sweep that he's gotten twice already. He's got this ankle. He's going around this leg. He's using the butterfly hook. He's going to kick it over, and he's going to push Lucas Leite's leg to his other leg, grab both of them, get his hips high, and come up to the top. But not able to get that to work. Lucas trying to backstep, trying to get out. He really needs to pass guard, but even if he passes guard, he's still going to be down a point. Murilo looks like he's going after the same sweep, but now he is in more of a deep half, but he's flat on his back. This can be really bad. Lucas Leite, knowing the deep half very well, using it well, tries to backstep out of here, and if he can get control of this and push Murilo's feet to the side, he will pass, but it's very slippery with Nogi, not able to do so. Trying to get this knee through. He can have a nice pass here if he gets some head control, but he does not get that. Murilo doing an excellent job with his guard, keeping Lucas more square with him, and then going to deep half if Lucas gets very deep on the pass. Wow, Lucas not able to get that pass to work, and Murilo is going to take this one 4-0. Whew, that is rough. Murilo is fantastic. An awesome grappler. It's great to see him really show what he's made of out here and getting two very, very clean sweeps. Whew, man, good stuff. It looks like Lucas Leite had a positive advantage, maybe for a near pass, and one negative advantage, and Murilo Santana had two negative advantage, maybe for stalling, I'm not sure, maybe for faulty guard pulls because he didn't have grips yet. You do have to make good solid grips before you can pull guard, otherwise they will give you a negative advantage. But Murilo, it just looked like an unstoppable force in this tournament. He really had his game face on, he was going for it, and he would not be denied. So congrats to you, Murilo, awesome stuff. Lucas Leite, man, sometimes that's just the shakes because Lucas is a beast, and if he can't get his sweeping game or his passing game to work, well, man, you know he's up against a very tough opponent, and sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Not able to get it, but Murilo able to win the semifinal, and he went on to close out the division with his teammate, Leandro Lowe, so he actually got the victory. So congrats to you. That is fantastic because he's not a humongous guy, but he won the open weight division of the black belt division there, so that was awesome. Thank you guys for joining me again. My name's John Evans. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are really enjoying it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, goodbye.